Yo, Steve, I'm hailing from the Hub City. Compton is mine. You know what I'm saying? Represent one time. So let's go ahead and get into this real quick. DJ, drop. Hey! Better let it go! Whoa! Might go OT for a little bit. Hit up a couple major cities, get stupid lit. Crack a few bad bitches who won't let me hit it. But when a nigga touchdown, nigga, I be on cannon shit. And when a nigga touchdown.
Welcome to It's a Connect. The purpose of this show is to connect young people to resources and mentorships to achieve success. My name is Keisha Hart, and I will be your guest for today's show. We are interviewing two very talented people in the music industry, one who is very successful and the other is striving to be successful. I'd like to introduce to you Jimmy Pascal, music producer that has worked with such greats as Snoop Doggy Dogg, Cannabis, and his new and upcoming artist, Zach Zeta.
Yes.
Hi, Jimmy. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here.
Well, the million-dollar question. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you began in the music industry.
I'm from Dallas, Texas, and
Are you rooting for the Astros?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good. All right.
But I'm a Dallas Cowboy.
Okay, all right.
Got it.
Now we can proceed.
That was good.
Okay.
I was pretty much raised in a little small town called Teague, Texas, and my grandmother used to always get to the piano and just play music. Wow. So she got me up there early, and she was playing all these old gospel hymns, and I would just sit there and just try to emulate what she was doing. So lo and behold, it just simply transferred into me. So I started playing, never took a lesson.
What was the first song that you learned?
Amazing Grace.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing Grace. I mean, she did that a lot, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, so from Texas, got a lot of that Texas funk, listened to a lot of beats, and yeah, came to L.A. Yeah, there you go.
Well, we're so happy to have you here today, and also being able to have your time used in a very valuable way, connecting with our youth and hope that they can one day be like you.
No, I'm honored.
Now, who was the first known entertainer that you had the opportunity to work with, and how did that connection come about?
Well, the first artist that I really worked with was this cat by the name of Jadakiss. And,
oh, I know Jadakiss.
Yeah, it was. We were doing an album. It was called The Academy, and I know Corrupt had something to do with it. But I got a phone call from my management team, and it was telling me that hey, Jada was listening to some of the beats, or they wanted to see what he sounded like on one of yours.
Oh, what an honor.
Right? Yeah, I almost cried. I was just kidding. But so they called me, and I sent the track out there, and I was doing the album at the time, and they said, hey, he loved the album, and there you go. That was my that was really my introduction to it. You know what I mean?
What a big introduction. Yeah. Some people have to go years before they even get something that amazing.
Absolutely.
Well, it appears to me that music is your passion.
Yes.
How important is it, just look into the camera and tell the young people, how important is it for them to follow their dreams?
It's very important. It's very important to follow their dreams, follow your dreams, because I think at the end of the day, you know, you need to be happy in life. And if you'll look up one day and be like, I should have followed my dream, and you don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So, at least give life a chance, and it'll give you a chance. I hope that makes sense.
No, that was awesome. So, we're real honored to have you here. Why did you agree to do the show? We're so excited about it.
I'm honored. I was just asked to do it, and I'll do it. It's all good. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's such a benefit for our young youth today to have somebody to look up to and actually pave the way for their success.
Right. Absolutely.
So we have someone here today, and they're downstairs, and they think that they're coming to be interviewed. They have no idea that they're going to meet you today.
Okay.
So he's a very talented and up-and-coming rapper. His name is B. Joe Steve.
Okay.
And when we cut to a commercial, we'll get back and have him come here. He's going to be so excited.
I'm on it. Absolutely.
I'd like to introduce to you someone very special. He's an up-and-coming and very talented rapper, Mr. B. Joe Steve.
Good to see you. Good to see you. All right.
All right, so I just had a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
So how does it work when you get a placement on a big name artist album for a producer?
It just really depends on a lot of people. I mean, a lot. Well, let me explain it this way, and I want to try to be as truthful as I can.
Okay.
On a scale to where your music is really really good, we know that it's good sometimes, but a lot of times when you do deal with an artist like that, it's going to always, and this is truthful, it's going to always come down to like the vibe between you and the artist.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when they hear your track, not only do they feel that they can rock to it, but they're gonna feel something else about it, to where they want more from you.
Right.
So, God, I hope that answers your question. I'm
No, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, you can ask. I hope I answered your question.
No, I mean, I feel it's like it's a whole vibe thing, but
Sure.
you know, and it's like, because it's like you can make as many beats as you want.
That's right.
And there's a lot of different artists, and it's like, so to get you to actually be able to vibe with them, like that connection is kind of like hard to find. Like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
it's like it's really hard to find. But okay.
Yeah.
Another question I had is, how do you go about getting samples cleared? And is there a way you can get a sample? And is there a way you can use a sample without necessarily having to get it cleared, like flip it,
It depends on like that question. That depends on how old the sample is. Like if you sampling something from 70 years ago, well, if the artist is still alive to claim that, then that's what they really don't care about. But
Right.
if you're getting something that you sampling something within the last 50 years, it's going to always depending on the time in seconds.
Right.
The answer is like however long the sample is how much you're gonna have to clear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
If it's like a 2 second, and ain't nobody gonna mess with you with that.
Right.
But if you got like a whole 8 bar,
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
can, recognize it.
Exactly.
I would say just in your publishing papers, just put an account to the side for that.
Yeah.
They normally if they do say something or come at you and they see that you have something there for it,
Yeah.
they'll
acknowledge it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Now, let's just say if I use the sample and I covered it up as much as possible,
Sure.
then it's no really, but I can still put some paperwork aside for it just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
In case. Because when they come at you, they won't come at you as hard if they see that you've paid attention. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And when collaborations are being done between multiple producers, what is the split process like, and how does percentages and royalties work?
Well, it's going to always depend on the agreement you have with the individual you're working with. But leave it up to the publishing companies. They're going to say, okay, well, who wrote the melody? Because that's, when people driving down the street and singing, they singing the melody.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So if it's agreed upon, let's just say you and me, we do a track together.
Right.
Okay, 50-50. That's just pretty much basic, the
Right.
agreement, and we're good. And we write it down like that, done deal. But
Right.
now if you got like 4 or 5 people writing on one song, producing the beat with you,
Yeah.
If somebody say, okay, I did the kick,
Yeah.
they gonna get
Get
that,
a percentage
They
from
gonna get
it.
that. So
I knew I shouldn't have let them do that.
yeah,
Kid. Right.
they'll break it down like that. You know what I mean? But if, like I said, it's always better between you and the artist to get that out of the way first. Okay, 50-50.
Yeah.
And if somebody else come in on anybody's side, you see what I'm saying? Then you'll be responsible for that percentage of, for that person getting the percentage out of your 50.
Gotcha.
I have a question now that kind of piques my curiosity.
Sure.
Have you ever had it where, say, B.J. Steve is up and coming and he has a big artist that really loves his beat?
Right.
Does the artist come in and pull rank and say, I know it's supposed to be 50-50 with your beats,
Right.
however, I'm a big artist and I'm going to bring you up with me. So instead of a 50-50 split, I'm looking at a 70-30, and how should he handle that?
Well, again, it would. I mean, of course, a lot of us wouldn't agree with that, But again, it depends on where he's trying to go. You see what I'm saying? So that would all be up to him, because if let's just say an artist come out there like a
Cardi B?
sure, like somebody out there that's just killing it right now. I mean, it would it may behoove you to pay attention to, like, hey, maybe I can get this because that's going to open up a whole ocean of things for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's like, if you get that one placement, I mean, even though if you might have took a sacrifice as far as a percentage, but you still taking the chance of getting to, getting your name out there.
That's right.
Yeah, so that.
Hence, that's why they call it the game. The game.
You playing the game. Right? You playing the game. Okay. Another question. When you get a deal from a record label and they give you an advance, what are the things that you are allowed to do with those funds exactly?
Well, number one, understand that it has to come back to them.
Yeah, definitely.
What I would do, what I've done is the money that they give you may want to, I don't know, maybe get an apartment or something if it's a nice, feasible price.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, that money is for your project.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
for everything that you will bring in, even for features if you want them.
Mm-hmm.
How good you want your album to sound, you make sure that's there first.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to learn that the hard way. Because if you get out there and, okay, I got it, I'm signed, I'm good, I'm out there partying, then once that money goes up,
Yeah.
A lot of times people go back and ask for money, but they don't want to do that because they gave you money for your album.
Exactly.
So if I can give anybody an advice, when you get your upfront money, or if that's the case, that project, because that's, at the end of the day, it has to be undeniable.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Okay, so so just strictly focus, the funds on the project productions, mixing and mastering, promotion, etc.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, well that definitely makes perfect sense. I wouldn't be making no mistakes in that field, Okay, and I think that's actually about that's all my questions.
Okay.
All right.
Brother, it's nice to meet you,
Man, you too, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.
That concludes our show today. From It's a Connect and from all of us to you. Thank you for being here with us, Mr. Jimmy Pascal, and with who is our amazing person that's going to help our young man here strive for success, and our up-and-coming talented Mr. B. Joe Steve. And at this time, I'd like to introduce our executive producer of the program here, who is the lady that is behind all of the moving parts to get these wonderful young people and these wonderful people in the industry together on It's Connect, Miss Cynthia Brumfield. Hey.
Well,
Hey.
and I would like to introduce Nia, who is our production assistant, and she's also responsible for finding the talent here today. So I want to thank you a lot, Nia, for doing that. I want to thank all of you as part of this show. This is our first show, and it's a dream that I've had for a long time. And so I'm hoping that in doing this, that we'll reach a lot of you out there that are interested in whatever field. It doesn't have to be in the music industry or in any field of entertainment. It could be you want to be a business person, but the purpose of this show is for you to be able to connect and get resources and get questions answered as to how to get started. We have a lot of successful people here in this country, and we want to connect them to the talented young people that we have, like Bijo Steve, like Nia. There are a lot of them out there. So once again, I want to thank you, Jimmy, because you are the first show and the first one that I reached out to and said thank you, and yes, you do it. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this. Thank you. That's the end of our show, so look for our next show. It'll be coming on next month. All right? Take care. Bye-bye. Peace out.
Everyone needs a chance in life, and sometimes it just takes a connection. If you're interested in being on the show or interested in sponsoring our show, please email us at itsaconnectla@gmail.com.